how's it going? So now I'm gonna be talking about unemployment, in particular unemployment rate and what that is. The unemployment rate is a crucial economic indicator that measures the percentage of labor force that is currently unemployed and actively seeking unemployment. Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure about this particular definition. What would be defined as unemployed? Someone who is actively looking for work, someone who is currently unemployed. But perhaps that would be determined by different statistics out there that I will be taking a look at in just a second. It's often used to assess the health of economy and effectiveness of government policies. Let's take a look at some of the statistics. The unemployment rate in the United Kingdom rose to 4.3. I have the check number of statistic organizations who does that, and that, to my best knowledge, those people who are getting paid for doing statistics, all of those people say that currently 4.3% is how many people are unemployed within the UK, the highest level since the third quarter of 2021. Indicates that the labor market may be cooling down, I guess, after months of I wouldn't say that word, everyone's saying that, monetary policy tightness by the Bank of England. Perhaps interest rates. There's many reasons, and a lot of people trying to predict why the reasons might be. The number of unemployed people increased by 159,000 to 1.46 million, largely driven by individuals unemployed for up to 12 months. Meanwhile, unemployment levels declined by 207,000 to 32 million point 88, the biggest such fall since the 3 months to October 2020, and more than expected 185,000 drop, mainly driven by full-time self-employed workers. Wages excluding bonuses were 7.8 higher, but not necessarily that covers fluctuation over the currency market. Higher than the year earlier during the 3 months to July market. I don't know, there's a lot of numbers, so it's crunching data, I guess, for people who are interested. There's a lot of people currently who within UK who are being unemployed, right? I have reached out to a number of those organizations who are actually responsible within the government to make sure that people would be employed. And I asked them about the government policies currently, what's going on. They have introduced me with a number of policies that was happening about 2 years ago or so, how to employ people, right? So perhaps there's going to be similar government schemes for businesses that would make it easier to employ or cover some of the costs to employ someone. But currently, there are a lot of people out of jobs and on government's balance sheets, right? So government most likely soon gonna have to take action, but not necessarily very soon. Perhaps that will be another 12 months or so. If we're gonna be looking at cycles in the way how government operates its policies, making it easier for a number of businesses to hire a lot of staff, right? So something that in particular I was looking at, and markets and program schemes and everything, depending on where you are. I don't want to go too much into detail about particular regions and how many people within different regions would be out of work within that region. Something that I was trying to understand for my own business, but worth mentioning for people out there and how things can work. Calculation. Well, unemployment rate is typically calculated by dividing the number of unemployed individuals by total labor force, which includes both unemployed and employed individuals, and then multiplying by 100 to exceed the rate as a percentage unemployment rate. According to that, currently within UK, it's 4.2% of unemployed people. That's total labor force. Well, if anything, I would like to understand a little bit more information of how UK counts that. So how long you need to be out of job? 12 months, 18 months? So there's a lot of gaps there. Types of unemployment. Structural unemployment occurs when there's a mismatch between the skills and qualifications of the job seekers and the available job openings. So if you would, at any point, if you would find yourself with very narrow niche skills that you might be able to offer to different companies out there, perhaps I would highly recommend perhaps starting your own organization, but if that's not for everyone, perhaps if that's not for everyone, perhaps unionizing, joining a union, because otherwise you might find yourself in this particular category, right? So if you have very narrow, so if you up there be able to check quality or high-end motor vehicles, for example, or something similar to that, and you not necessarily want to redefine your own personality, your skills, learning new skills and developing everything from the beginning, that you would need to take potentially reduction in salary or that might be required of learning anything new. Perhaps you need to consider all the options available out there. Frictional unemployment occurs when individuals are unemployed between jobs and they are search for better employment opportunities. Fictional, so it's not really there, but it might be. I'm not entirely what would be sure what would be classified as fictional. 3 months, or there is a particular period of time, or uh, cyclical unemployment results from economic downturns, recessions, and contractions when businesses reduce their workforce due to lower demand. It's still unemployment, but that would be more of the some other factors of the economy, and where potentially business would shed some people off, I guess. The seasonal unemployment tied to seasonal variations in industries such as agriculture, tourism, and retail. Uh, if anything, I remember where I would find myself a lot in different cycles, right? So usually just before Christmas there would be a lot of jobs. Currently, right now, I personally believe that the number should be a lot lower comparing to what you might be able to find for just after New Year, right? So at least that was my thinking all the time when I would be in the job market, right, looking for a job and everything. Just before New Year, usually the economy would pick up, just because depending of what skills you have, right? And after New Year, roughly about 1 to perhaps 3 months, there would not necessarily be a lot of jobs out there to choose from compared to beginning of April, and then economy will pick up again. Then there would be a lot of opportunities, but that would be my personal experience. Full employment. Full employment does not mean zero unemployment, but rather the level of unemployment that occurs when everyone is willing and able to work. Current wage rates and employment, I'm not entirely sure. So compared, full employment is that would be considered someone working as a part time, like a mother looking after kids, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Working from home, would that be considered full employment? Government interventions. Government often use a combination of fiscal and monetary policies to manage unemployment. For example, they may implement job training programs, provide unemployment benefits, and adjust interest rates to stimulate economic growth. If anything, I can add to that what the government changes or might be taken into effect, what's happening within the US, so that might be picked up by UK as well. That you not necessarily currently can hire any. So there are a lot of people out there who might be interested in entering job markets, right? But to enter those job markets with someone who has not only the skills, not don't know really how to operate or do things, right? So within US currently, I personally believe you need to pay to everyone, right? So there isn't unpaid apprenticeships or anything like that that taking place, and now you need to pay for everyone, right? So if you need to pay and you have a lot of people out there that you can potentially choose from. So someone who has no skills and someone who has skills, and you have to pay for everyone. So that would be another thing there where government needs to step in. And currently, if UK will take same actions, it will determine. I have reached out to a number of universities just to start the talks. What will be the process? But most likely, you need to register with university or whatever case might be, as well as a lot of different industries, as well as how to hire people and everything. I'm trying to understand a little bit better. Regional variations. The unemployment rate can vary significantly from one region to another within the country due to different economic conditions and industries. That's my personal understanding. Some of the regions might focus more on logistical side of things, warehousing, logistics, and administration. Some of the regions would focus more on manufacturing. Warehousing and logistics might take some part as well, but more on manufacturing based on software engineers, perhaps law, accounting. Some of the people that's my personal experience within the UK, where you would in particular region would be very large pool of candidates who can offer those particular skills. But yeah. International comparison. Unemployment rates can compare between countries to assess their economic performance and labor market's health. Different countries may have different methods of calculating unemployment. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's just that some of those government companies, they even have different ways to calculate it, as well as different definitions, different timings. So everything's different. I don't know why, but everything's different. Put everyone off the off balance, I guess. So comparisons should be made carefully. So yeah, just some countries would define it differently. If UK would say that currently 4.2%, I personally believe it's a lot higher than that. So I'm not entirely sure what classifies as people being unemployed, but I think it's a lot higher than that. But either way. I have published a course for people who are interested in developing themselves as well as learning more. Within this course, I'm sharing a lot of information for people out there who are interested in developing themselves, becoming more productive, as well as achieving their goals. I have done so much work on myself in learning all these things, as well as I have defined it as fundamentals where everyone should begin. And most of those things you're not been taught in school for whatever reason that might be. So I have done it. So if you are interested, as well as if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I have published in PDF file as well as video format, so it would be easy for you to take in and learn everything what I have covered within the course. You can find it in the description below as well as on my company's website. Thank you. Please note that specific unemployment rates for any country or region will depend on the most recent data, which can change over time. For latest unemployment rate information, you should refer to official government sources such as Labor Department or Statistics Bureau or reputable economic news outlets. Uh, I have found a couple of organizations there, but again, do your own research, do your own homework. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one.